more laser piss! Except I'm not gonna piss on the Earth. I'm gonna go higher. I'm pissing on the moon! How do you like that, Obama? I pissed on the moon, you idiot! You have 23 hours before the piss droplets hit the fucking Earth. Now get out of my fucking sight before I piss on you too.
It needs to have be a one ridiculously powerful single shot that charges up, goes a long distance, and pretty much just insta-kills whatever it's fired at. So that's what we're gonna try to do. And I have no idea if plasma's good for that because I've honest to God never used them. Alright, so we've just cranked everything to max, except for energy used for cooling. We cranked that just enough to surpass heat generation, so... Alright, so everyone knows the best place to be sitting is on top of the experimental gun, which might get up to 1,000 Celsius. How far am I? Oh dear God. Let's do this against, because the description of plasma cannons, it implied that it was bad against, very spread out targets. If that is what it said, it was wrong. Pretty good, but not as good as something of this size should probably be. Which I'm hoping is due to this being a light target. Okay, plasma might not work. Because we need it to be an insta-kill. The issue is that particle cannons are very liable to just miss entirely. Oh. That's pretty solid, you know, that might work. Particle cannons might be the way. They were my initial thought, but I thought plasma, the new one, would be better. Still not enough. Huh. We'll get this working. The ultimate challenge is getting this in campaign, where that my $600,000 cannon is a maybe for being strong enough. Okay, so the strongest is just a solid block. It's just a massive steel rod that we're gonna throw at it. Alright. Sign it. How long does it take to reload? 5 minutes to reload. So we don't get much time to test this. Now there is the option that we do multiple and just have them so close together and fired all in sync that it looks like one giant ball of energy. Speaking of, I'm a little disappointed the plasma ball doesn't get bigger. Can't do like a stupid planet-sized Dragon Ball Z laser ball. Alright, let's see how it handles the anvil. I'm not too hopeful, but why not try? Right. Oops, that's the wrong gun. Okay, I just wanted to show you the plasma cannon for comparison. So that was the plasma cannon for reference. I forgot a very important component, and that is the rail charger. So I added the chargers and then quickly rebalanced, and this is a very small and rather cheap gun for what it's supposed to do. Alright, it hit, and that's it. Okay, so definitely not advanced companion. This thing, it looks like particle accelerators win. Yippee. This is maxed out. And it takes 38 million per shot, so yeah, I'm getting this weird sinking feeling that From the Depths is not meant to be fought with single shot weaponry. Something tells me this game is this game is more balanced towards two large tanky ships just slugging each other non-stop until one of them dies. It's almost like they want it to be more like exciting and dynamic and back and forth trading blows than whatever the hell I'm trying to do here. Huh. Kind of pathetic. Not gonna lie. I mean, granted, this is a massive, in a single shot, a massive chunk out of the one of the tankiest ships in the game. But, like, it's not instantly dead, so what's the point? Okay, so maybe lasers will come in clutch after all, because I have added, apparently with enough destabilizers, it will use all of the energy per each shot. Meaning all we need is just more cavities, right? So, there's been a lot of talk about a Martin Cedo Pants fella in a lot of my videos. Apparently he's a very popular From the Depths YouTuber. Seems like there's a lot of overlap in audience, so it's a bit surprising that I don't know him. I will have to check him out. But apparently he's notorious for, like, pissing on people and likes lasers. So my super ultra laser piss might be able to match him. I guess since he's notorious for having a piss laser, I'll have to make sure mine is piss colored too. So I don't have faith that this won't just cut straight through it all at once and then just pop out the other side. God damn it, I clicked chair to switch in the chair. Why won't you switch me in the chair? Alright, I believe we're fully charged. I might as well just double check. We are, in fact, fully charged. How much damage is this predicted to do? $700,000? Okay, okay. Because you see, once again, it's nothing. It's nothing because unfortunately, no matter how strong the laser may be, it just doesn't propagate. It damages what it hits and that's it. First off, if this doesn't one-shot, I'm just gonna cry and go to bed. Right. Second off, this doesn't look enough like one solid beam. It's not gonna work. You know what? Jesus Christ. I think I'm willing to call that good. You know, I think that looks enough like one solid beam. Alright, after the quite lengthy recharge time. What's the biggest thing we can throw at? Right, I've got a series of 8 overlapping plasma cannons. Maybe if we overlap them, this is going to be possible. I wanted to avoid this, but I don't think we can get the power density of the egg laser. Oh, but look at that.
I don't fish.
Content creation is
Not like
harder
that
than your 9
particularly
to
makes me
5,
sad.
and this is why I'm
Where's the
probably
clock ending?
catching
Is it where I think it is? I have to hit this button.
my background sound in
Yeah,
the
World 4
recording,
hours, right, okay.
but I don't care. So now let's try it with 16, because I'm just now realizing I don't know how I'm going to get it off this, because I don't think you can prefab sub-objects, meaning I would have to manually save and replace every one of these sub-objects, but we're just not going to think about that. It's 15 million just for the basic support of the weapon. We're going to future-proof this a little bit. So I can go and take, like, an hour-long bubble bath with some nice lavender soaps. And we'll maybe have, like, 2 shots ready by the time I get back. Brilliant skies, I beg of you. I know for a fact that there is a nuclear reactor in the game files. Please put it in. Or maybe just like a debug battery. Anything. At this point, we're just removing and respawning a new one. At this point, actually, it costs materials to make to place a battery, but it fills it completely for like a what it thinks is a fair charging price. Maybe the egg laser will just be a single use super weapon, and then we'll just have to take it apart and put it back together, this time with a new battery charge, because at this point it's going to be like 99% battery by weight. Maybe at some point we can hit the point where the game has trouble calculating how much energy we have in batteries, and so it just doesn't do the math correctly. Let's hit it with the contingency. Rather hit the contingency with it. 7.6 mil. Oh, one shot it. Oh my god, it just completely ripped its entire face off. The Scarlet Dawn. It's probably gonna be one shot. No fucking way. Oh my god. Holy. Okay. I think we did it. I think we gave it the insta-kill super weapon. You know, I'm realizing it might be quite fitting, because in the game, Eggman only destroys half the moon. So, the fact that we're knocking out only half of the ship is more lore accurate, in fact. Also, I don't have the goddamn Chaos Emeralds, so that's why it's so weak. So I get that excuse as well. When Brilliant Skies eventually adds the Chaos Emeralds, this build will be much more viable. But until then, no luck. Alright, quick bit of rough maths. This laser costs just over 1 billion energy to fire. So we're going to have it store 1 billion energy. And since it's 120,000 energy per battery, that's going to be 8,333 3x3 batteries, which equals 75,000 cubic meters of battery. And so I did some quick maths. The radius of a half circle needed to store that much battery is 33 meters. So we're going to make it 45 meters to account for the fact that it's cubic geometry and not perfect geometry. And the fact that I want this to contain other stuff other than just being a giant battery in the sky. Dear God from the depths needs more efficient battery technology as bad as we do in real life. And so this is how I usually do circles, and look at how well it turned out. S-tier circle technique. Now how do I do spheres? I have no idea. I cannot do big ball. My previous videos trying to break physics blocks have prepared me for this moment. It looks kinda cool, no? It's not meant to be cool, though. It's practical. It's not fantastically practical, but it looks cool, no? Right, now for what is genuinely going to be the most laborious part of this build. The sphere decorations. You guys thought I was exaggerating when I said this would be agony. Oh no. Oh no. I knew the whole time this was how I would be doing it. And that's why I feared it. Oh my god. Oh, that took about 3 hours. But I did it. And it looks amazing. We're starting to build the batteries in the internal skeleton. This is gonna be insane. Alright, filling it out actually gave me just barely enough energy to fire the laser because it requires a little under 1 billion, so I think we call this good for the battery. As absolutely insane as it is, that this is just sufficient. Oh, this was a dumb idea. Whoever thought of this is an idiot. So we've got automated boiler control. Unless it's under 99%, this boiler doesn't kick in. Which, that 1% is actually, keep in mind, 100 million power. So this leaves the ship 100 million power to work with, generated from more efficient sources. And we have now installed the laser beam, which brings, just for the bare minimum of functioning, 23 million. And it's going to get a lot more expensive very quickly. Let's lock in and just shut up and build it all. This is gonna be nuts. Alright. Alright, this is doable. I'm not sure how much we can get those cool effects in, but spin blocks should be able to do the trick on all this. Oh my god, you know, I didn't do any math or anything, I just kind of winged this, and that looks fantastic. Let's see what it looks like opening. If I set up the command blocks. Alright, so this should open it. And this should close it back up. All right, it's looking good. All right, and now... Hell yeah. Maybe they're a little small. I'm being yelled at by a cat. The cat is on my desk, and she is completely ignoring me in lieu of the stick of sausage that I have. No, Goji, you cannot have the sausage. All right. This should be a lot nicer. Yep, I sized it up a bit, and now it looks way better. Now it's just the eyes and the interior, and then it's good. Oh yeah, and I want to make, there's like lines in the surface. I want to make like separate plates so it looks like that. All right, I'm liking the way the face turned out. I will need to put in, it's got like weird energy lines in the game, which I think a particle cannon's tube would look perfect for. Of course, I would use decorations so that it's not expensive or red. All right. Now it just needs the eyes, and I'd say the exterior is done. Absolutely beautiful. See, I've done a tiny bit of work on the interior, but I would say the exterior is done. And same with all the weaponry and the engine. I'll probably add like 4 or 5 more engines, but right now this works. Maybe not. It's charging. It'll take an hour. But looks beautiful. And if I spawn in, there it is in all its glory, fully functional. Oh, I do need to pretty up the inside of these things, but I think it's looking great. As it turns out, local weapon controllers do not function to control. They can control like sub turrets. Like if you put a turret on a turret on a turret on a turret, a local weapon controller controlling that base turret will be able to fire all weapons on that bottommost turret. But that doesn't work the same for spin blocks. So since I'm using nested spin blocks to stack all of these guns, I have to manually put in local weapon controllers for each one. No one ever pretended this wasn't gonna be a grind, but this was not what I expected. I thought the grind was over. So I think it's ready for testing. I would say we are now ready to see it in action. So this is being recorded shortly before Sonic 3. Yep, Sonic 3 is in exactly a month. In true Sonic style, it has a lot of weirdly big corridors and goofy, colorful shapes, which is kind of the exact opposite of From the Depths, where it's like best designed for realistic, gloomy ship interiors. Like, look at this. How do I make this big and colorful and cartoony? And of course, it is mandatory. We will include the room in which Maria was shot, as Sonic fans are completely rabid for the scene of, you know, a little girl getting shot in the face. Myself included, of course. I'm doing research. I'm doing research. 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 So, it looks like it changed a lot, but the constant is Maria at control panel, Shadow in glass escape pod tube, Soldier shoots her in the fucking face. Alright, let's see if this works. When Maria presses the button, it works perfectly. And the hatch closed behind him. Alright. Any of you Shadow the Hedgehog fans out there will be excited to know that Maria does get shot. Alright, we've done a good bit of work on the interior. And now we can move. Fairly well. It's still very difficult to balance, but I'm shocked that it leans forward. Actually, I'm not too shocked now I'm thinking about it. Purely due to the weight of all the particle cannons. But I thought it would have been a bit more balanced with the extra volume near the front. Helium pumps, but it maintains altitude very well. This is crazy looking. It very, very slowly turns. Its speed, 27 meters per second for something this big. It's not actually terrible. 50,000 power just to keep it afloat, but I think we've abandoned cost efficiency. I think we abandoned cost efficiency the moment we wanted to make it like one of Robotnik's inventions. There it goes. The first proper... Damn, that's probably not gonna come through after I've finished processing, but, please just take my word for it. The audio is not happy when that happens. I just want to see how well what kind of beating it can take from the front. Let's just chill here and watch it get shot at. Oh, it's still trying to shoot. That's actually kind of a problem. It worked, though. You know what? It actually won in a fair fight. Again, it would be depressing as hell if it didn't win in a fair fight against the godforsaken Kalmar. But it won in a fair fight against the Kalmar. Now, realistically, this ship would get a lot better if we just kind of cranked down these particle cannons. But That's not the point of the video, is it? God damn it. I wanted to make the Eclipse cannon on the ARK station. And you know what? I'd say I succeeded. Leave a like and subscribe if you want to see more crazy, stupid shit like this. And let me know if there's any other ones that you want to see built. Either way, peace out.